Good morning. Hi, Mia. Hi, Emmett. Hi, Mallory. Hi, Lena. Good morning, Emmett. I said hello to Mallory, I think. Good morning, Lena. Good morning, Owen. We missed you yesterday. Good morning, Izzy. How are you doing? Good to have you. Cadence, good morning. Elka, good morning. Somerset, good morning. Good morning, Maggie. Good morning, Everett. Chords, good morning, Everett. Good morning, Cooper. Uh-oh, it's Izzy's birthday. We're going to have to sing. Good morning, Russell. Good morning, Zoe. Good morning, Alara. Let me see if the band's available. Hey, Miriam. Can these guys come up and sing happy birthday? Hey, come on. Magnus, come here. Come on, Magnus. Okay. All right, ready? Good morning, good morning. Hurry up, come on. We even have Magnus. Okay, on the count of three, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Izzy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Izzy. Nice job. High fives. You missed. Okay, you guys. Come on, Megs. Come on. All right. Happy birthday. Okay, Jonesy's here. Dia's here. Good morning. Did I miss anybody? Finn Lofgren is here. All right. I should start my own band. Yeah, right. Childs is here. Did you hear me sing, Cadence? It was magical. Oh, thanks, Alara. Ella's here. Okay. Yeah, it's a little chaotic. People are kind of pent up and looking for something to do. So good morning, everybody. We're going to start. And again, I think I said this yesterday, but based on your feedback, I'm going to be sending you sort of an email every day. And that email will kind of just guide you through, what's happening for the day and if there's any learning opportunities for you. Before I start with that, though, special prize. Our special prize today, trophy goes to Owen Lathrop. Owen was the first person to turn in a reading log entry for the third trimester. Nice job, Owen. I'll have a small and insignificant prize ready for you. Jules gets one too. So thank you for that, Owen. And speaking of reading, you guys should have plenty of time to be doing your reading. So I just really want to encourage you to be doing that. So far, we only have 16 entries in the trimester 3 reading log. And if you could, we need to amp up the reading a little bit. So don't forget the Team Dynamix trimester 3 reading log is at the top of the Dynamix online website. And if you could be reading and logging books, that would be great. So I am going to send you an email every morning, and that's kind of going to be the agenda. Just a couple reminders. I want you to make sure that everybody should be subscribed to the Team Dynamix playlist, the online playlist. I'm putting up a lot of videos there. And if you're subscribed, you should get notifications. So also a reminder is to make sure you're completing that feedback survey. The feedback really helps. Good morning, Ollie. And in fact, many of you said that the email, those emails help direct your understanding and what's going on with the learning. So I'll keep sending those emails out to you. And I'm trying to put as many links in the email as possible so you don't have to search far and wide for the information. So today is probably, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking too much. Good morning, Hazel. But I do want to kind of tell you we're shifting now back to, good morning, Chen Chen. We're shifting back to the Odyssey. And the Odyssey is we're in part 3. And part 3 is really important because this is where Odysseus meets Polyphemus, who is the Cyclops. And Polyphemus is Poseidon's son. And it's a really important part of the story. And what I've done is I've divided the chapter up into 2 parts. So today, if you could watch the Odyssey, it's part 3.1. It's kind of chapter 3, and it's the first part. So it's 3.1. And then tomorrow, you can watch 3.2. Now, it's important that if you are sketchnoting, you want to sketch note at home while you're watching the video. That would be excellent. And then tomorrow when we watch 3.2, you can sketch note that part. If you're only doing an illustrated study guide, I'll give you directions tomorrow, and that can be your literacy work for tomorrow. So again, today there is the 3rd part of the Odyssey is posted. If you could watch that video as part of your humanities work, that's pretty much all you have to do today is just watch the video. If you're sketchnoting, make sure you're sketchnoting along with the video. If you're doing an illustrated study guide, you just have to wait until tomorrow when we're finished chapter 3, and then I'll give you the information to work on your illustrated study guide. So that's one thing. The other thing, as every day I'm asking you to journal. Okay, so a question just came up. Can you give us the illustrated study guide template so we can print it? I can try that, Dia, but the issue is that the illustrated study guide is on an 11 by 17 sheet of paper. So I think I have a couple of ideas where you can be doing the illustrated study guide at home, and I'll show you those tomorrow. Okay, and then when we get back to school, you can just use the work that you've done at home to put that on the illustrated study guide. So again, I'll give you a template tomorrow, and if I make it electronically, I'm just going to write that down. If I make it electronically, I'll absolutely send it out to you. Okay, so Cadence has another great question. And the question that Cadence has, is there a 1:15 Google Meet today? There is not a Google Meet today, so I'm going to make sure to cancel that. I'll make sure to cancel that. And the reason there is not a Google Meet, sorry, I'm just taking notes here. The reason there is not a Google Meet is that I'm still trying to get permissions from everybody's parents. Remember, you have to have permission to participate in that. So right now it's looking good on the permissions. We got quite a few yesterday. And what you need to do is just make sure, right, Everett, there's a 1031 for science, but this afternoon we're not going to have a Google Meet. What I'm looking for is to get as many people's permissions as possible. And then I am going to, we'll do an 11 o'clock on Monday. And then we'll also do a 1:15 next week on Tuesday and Thursday. And that will be for the Vermont History Day. Okay. So one thing I also want to point out, oh boy. Sorry. So I will send you, I've sent you one email already, and I'm going to send you another email with the link to the journal prompts. I apologize for that, but I'll send you another link with the journal prompts. But the journal prompts are also in your Google Classroom. So make sure that you're poking around the resources to your Google Classroom. And then don't forget you have an email due tomorrow. Many of you already completed that email, but make sure you do that email. And then certificates. Many of you are earning your certificates. If you have submitted anything creative, it should be on the website and it should be on the Instagram, and you should have received a certificate. If you did not receive a certificate, just write and remind me. I know Chen is listening. I haven't had a chance to get you your certificate. I will do that today, but I think I'm up to date on all the certificates. Okay, but if you feel like you've submitted creative work, and you haven't gotten a certificate for that, please let me know, and I'll get you a certificate as soon as I can. And then the question, you guys have been, I shared the question sheet with you, frequently asked questions, and here was, so the two questions that came up yesterday were, how long is school out for? And based on Governor Scott's live stream yesterday, it looks like we're going to be out through the April break, which means, again, that's not official yet, but I think that we're in a stay-at-home order until April 15th, and April 15th is the week before our April break, and so then we would go into April break, and hopefully we would come back after that. So that was the question that you guys posted. Another question that was out there, where are the writing prompts? I'll send you the link to the writing prompts. The writing prompts are also in the Google Classroom. And then the last question was, what happens if school is canceled for the rest of the year? You know, I'm not sure about that. We don't have information about that. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Right now, we're just in the beginning stages of sort of the pandemic, so we'll just kind of have to play it by ear. And when I start to think long term like that, it provokes a little bit of anxiety in me. And so I just really try and stick with, okay, what do I need to do today to be successful? You know, put one foot in front of the other and just kind of keep your head down and keep working. So I really don't have any answers to that. The last thing I want to remind you of is that our Dynamix 802 virtual race series is happening next Friday. It's going to be a 5K. So if you can be thinking about a walking route or a biking route or a running route that you can, that's 3.2 miles. We're going to ask that you complete that next Friday, and that you submit some evidence of your completion. So is that optional? The race? Optional? I guess that's up to you. But at you guys should be able to walk 3.2 miles in like an hour. That shouldn't be a big deal. And it's good to get outside. I'm looking out my window right now. It's beautiful. So optional, meh. I don't know. The other question, Maggie Cords asked a question, what about our field trips and stuff? And the Canada trip and dinner theater? You know, I really don't know what's going on right now. I think what I think we need to do, Owen, you're paying attention, right? I think what we need to do is just focus on getting through March, and then we'll start in April. But you know, things could change too. So you just got to keep your chin up and hope for the best. But right now, you know, my plan is that we're going to come back together in late April and go from there. So if that's the case, then a lot of the things you're talking about, dinner theater, the Canada trip, and those types of things, you know, we'll see if they can get in the schedule. That's much more of an administration issue, and they'll be making those decisions as we move forward. Does anybody have other questions related to the learning or any of the activities? Yeah, I'm not sure about it. You know, I think Dia, you know, I just think you got to be positive. You just got to be positive and think about what we can do to make the best of the situation. That's where I am right now. And, you know, the number one thing right now is to stay healthy and stay safe. We talk about this every day, washing your hands, making sure that you're staying far enough away from folks, and just keeping that social distancing. Okay. So there's a lot of questions out there. about, there's a lot of questions about our schedule. I'll give you information as soon as I know more about it. But right now, I think the idea is to just do our best and make sure that we're, staying positive. People are talking about staying positive in the chat. And I think that's a great recommendation. And then Dia also is mentioning that if people do have questions, she's absolutely right. You should be contacting the executive board of Crafters Edge, and or you should be talking to the advisors and seeing what they have to say. But again, you can't look too far in the future right now. You got to kind of stick with the day-to-day. Okay. So hopefully that's clear for everybody. Does anybody have questions about the learning activities, or does anybody have questions about anything at all? Nope. Okay. So if you do have questions, please email me. It's a beautiful day. I hope you get outside today. Practice for your 5K if you're going to do it, and make sure you're reading and make sure you're journaling. And what are you supposed to do today? It's in the email. You are supposed to watch the Odyssey. You're supposed to journal, and you're supposed to read. And then that's pretty much it. Can you do more than one entry on the creative page? Absolutely. You can do as many creative things as you want. Actually, Mia sent me a picture. You made some incredible cake. I have to put that online. Okay. Anybody else? All right, Izzy, happy birthday. I hope you have a great birthday. I hope everybody has a wonderful morning and afternoon. If you have any questions, be in touch. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye now.